Hi guys, so in this race here you can see I've got some positions waiting here at 3.2 and 3.15 on this favourite. It's just crossing the 3 mark there, the resistance point, and I'm going to go ahead and trade here because I'm expecting the price to come down in price. I'm expecting the price to steam downwards. And I'll explain to you in a second why. I'm just going to quickly drag this down here to make sure I get my order filled. Just going to give that a second. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to scalp with a backing bias on this one here. This is because the favorite has drifted and drifted and drifted and drifted out quite heavily for quite some time, all the way from 2.2 something, all the way up to like 3.1, 3.2, and so on. Okay. So this horse here is heavily overlaid, which means to me, looking at the other horses and looking at the favourite just doesn't quite make sense. So in my mind, the way I'm thinking is that I'm expecting the price to come back down again. Because there's no, in my mind, in my experience, there's no logical reason for this horse to keep drifting, especially for such a long period before the race starts, without some kind of correction. Okay, so the correction may only be very slight. It might only go down to like 2.9, 2.8. But that is enough for me to have an advantage. I have an edge now because I feel that the chances are that the price is going to come down. Okay, now I can't predict that. Okay, there's no way for me to know for sure. But if there is a 60% chance, right, then that means I've got an edge in this market here, and I can now trade with that edge and use it to my advantage. Okay, so I'm going to be trading with about £300. Okay, so I'll keep roughly £200 in the market, and I'll scalp out 100 at a time. 100 in, 100 out, 100 in, 100 out, and I'll keep doing that with the assumption that price is going to come in price. Okay, and at the same time, I'm keeping an eye on the other horses to see if there's any money flowing in and out, and I'll keep an eye on them as well to see what's happening. At the moment, you can see it's still 6 minutes on the clock here. The market is already very solid. It's already at 120,000, which means that it's a very solid market, and so the price is unlikely to run away from me, especially on the favourite. But we'll see, because there may be some big money coming in now in a second. Because the previous race is just about to finish, so I'm expecting the market to pick up here quite heavily in speed in the next 30 seconds or a minute or so. Okay, but for now, I'll just keep. I'm going to keep scalping out here. I'm waiting for my 200 to be matched. It's taking forever, but we'll see if it gets matched in a second. Definitely ahead of the queue there, so I should be up next for sure. Just going to give that a second. Yeah, there we go. Now it's been matched. You can ignore my trade. You can see on the fifth favorite, invincible friend. Ignore that £25 stake I've got on there. I'm expecting that price on that one to come in as well, but ignore that for now. Okay. I entered the market there without thinking, so I'm going to scalp that out anyway. So with £140 left to be matched. Fingers crossed that will be matched in a second before this market picks up, because I'm worried that the price is going to come down before my trade is matched. When that happens, it's very tedious, very frustrating, especially if you make the correct call, if you make the right choice. Like now, you can see the price is now moving away from me, even though I'm hoping and feel I've made the right decision, which is very annoying. But hopefully, it might come up again just for a little second and take the rest of my trade there. We'll see. All I can do now is just wait and see. Just be patient. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There, look at that. It's been taken. Okay. So now I need to basically keep an eye on the matched bets coming in, and also I need to keep an eye on the other horses to make sure that nothing untoward happens. In the meantime, you can see I'm now going to be scalping out £100 at a time. Okay. I'll keep 200 in the market. And I will use 100 to scalp out, one tick at a time, with a backing bias. Okay, so I'll always back first and then lay second, because I'm expecting this horse to come in price. Right, and I'll bring up the graph here in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. But you can see that the price is going against me, so I need to be careful. Like I mentioned before, and I always mention, I cannot predict the market. All I can do is react. So if the market goes against me, then I need to reevaluate here about what I'm doing and what my reasonings are for being in the market in the first place. Now, you can see I can't see, the other horses aren't drifting, right? So again, my theory so far is standing up. My first scalp has been matched, as you can see. So I'm now going to go back in the market with another £100 on the back side. And I'll scalp out another 100 here. So I was going to back there first. I'll wait for that to be matched first, and then I'll go ahead and place the lay bet. I should really be using the offset, the global setting offset, but I'm using this manually for now. You can see the third favorite is coming in a little bit now. I'm just waiting for my £100 to be matched. This is where patience comes in handy. Quite surprised. I was expecting this market to be much more fluid, but it's actually quite slow. Here you can see. Okay, here you can see the graph there for the favorite. I'll bring that back up on screen right now, so you can see. You can see that it's been drifting and drifting and drifting for a long time, and you can see there it's stalling at 3, right? So in my mind, it's going to come back down again because it's going to correct itself now very shortly. So you can see the price is going against me again. Just one little tick on the favorite there. So I need to be patient. But I'm keeping an eye on the other horses. If there's no money coming in for them, then there's no reason for the favorite to drift, unless there's a lot of lay bets. Oof, as you can see there on the favorite, that is a cause for concern. But because there's 160,000, oh, there we go. Okay, now it's gone on the other side, right? So you can see it moves fast, right? So a big stake came in there on the backside. So now my scalp got taken, and now it's really rushing down here, as I was talking about before. So now I need to manage my emotions here. I need to manage my excitement. I'm gonna go back in here with a £100 stake at 305 just to see if I can scalp out again, because it might pop back up again and then back down again. But at the same time, I do need to think about. You can see here on the fifth favorite, as I was talking about, the price has come in quite heavily. So I'm now obviously regretting removing my bets there, because I did have some back bets on that one. But anyway, so you can see now I'm going to try and with 1 minute on the clock there, I need to now exit my position here on the favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in some. I'm very tempted to pop a late bet on the fifth. No, I'm going to go ahead and put on some lay bets here on the favorites, just to exit my position slowly but surely. I am expecting this price to keep coming in. How much? I have no idea. But you can see there's definitely a downward trend there. People are definitely backing it, so that's fine. My £100 stake at 305 is not going to be taken again. But you can see now I've only got £25 left with 40 seconds on the clock. I'm quite happy to exit at this point here. Boom, there we go. A nice 19-ish £20 profit there in a very, very simple way, right? Now, the reason I did this was because of the fact that the favourite has been heavily overlaid, in my opinion. And I felt that the angle or the edge for me was the fact that the price is probably going to come back down again. Also because of the fact that I was looking at the other horses, and I was thinking, there's nothing else to back. If you're a normal punter, right, who are you going to back? Right, you're going to back the favourite on this one. And the commentary are really, really amping up the favourite. The commentary is like, yes, the favourite is really good. It's going to win. And that's also going to put some bias on the favourite as well. Okay. So that's why I did this trade here. At this point here, there's not really much else to do. The off time has passed. They're about to go off. It's always tempting to pop in for one quick scalp if you see an opportunity. But at this point here, I'm quite happy to move on here. A nice £20 profit there for not much work at all. Yeah, so I could have executed things better, but there you go. They're now loading up, and I'll move on to the next race. Okay, cheers, guys.